today we are going to look at custom visuals in Power BI. Yeah, these are the visuals that are added to the built-in visualization in Power BI. They don't come in Power BI, but you can download them from the community gallery or create your own. So today we shall look at 5 visuals that you can use to enhance your visualizations that are customized by external partners. So the first one will be the Radial Bar Chart. It's a software chart that represents data proportionally and useful for progress tracking and performance comparisons. And also it has a bit of animation. So we shall look at each. So I'm just going through them so that you can get the outline. So the second one will be the tornado chart and used for comparing categories, especially when you have 2 fields like gender. And the third one will be a Chiclet Slicer. Chiclet Slicer is used when you it's additional to a normal slicer where you can add an image to the slicer to make sure interactive with visuals easily and attractive. So the fourth one is the play axis. Play axis allow dynamic playback of data over time, where you can be able to play the data from 1 year to another as it changes. And the last one is the Infographic Designer, where you can add captivating designers and infographic into your visuals, into your normal visuals like bar graphs and others. So welcome. So we'll jump to the first one here. It's called the Radial Bar Chart. Radial Bar Chart, we shall do away with this one and create afresh. So Radial Bar Chart, as I said, is a custom visual. First of all, let me show you how to get a custom visual. At your right hand, in the other visualization panel, there are 3 dots that if you hover on, you get more visuals. So if you click here, there is 4 options. You click on the first option. It takes some time. So here you get more visuals. So it's upon you maybe to see which one you can be able to pick. So the moment you identify that a visuals can, for instance, help you, like this one, Gantt chart, you click on it. And then it appears like this. So you can add this visual to your Power BI desktop, and also can download to get the sample of it and understand how it is used. But now I have downloaded, I've already done that for me, for my part. So you can see here. Oops. Yeah, here you can see my custom visual. There is a Radial Bar Chart and tornado and Chiclet Slicer, there is play axis, and there is Infographic Designer. So when you download custom visuals, they appear under your normal built-in visualization visuals in your right hand in the Power BI desktop. So we shall start with the Radial Bar Chart. So here we can Radial Bar Chart. We can first of all visualize the data in a table format so that we see how it is, how they will look like. So we have these values here. We have a category, group, and some of the values say the data it says. The category is like a country grouped by other countries, and this data is not real. It's just used for visualization and demo purposes. So if you now you want to transform to a radio chart, come here and place your group here. Is our group there and our value on the measure. And then when you give it the first group, it appears as if it's not clear. But you have to add another like category here in the category section so that it becomes more clear. So you can see it's more clear. So another thing here, we have to make sure that it's occupying most of the chart. You have to identify the maximum value. Where do you want the last figure to apply? So here I choose the maximum value so that it can get to this point. So from there now you can choose your favorite colors and how it's going to be presented. And this one becomes better and good looking than maybe a normal pie chart. So it makes your visualizations looks good. So that's how you can use a radio bar chart. So we shall investigate more. You can do more on yourself to know how it works. So the next thing we're gonna do, if you can realize, for example, if we move to this here and then we come back, you can realize there's animation part of it. So this animation panel, you can enable it or disable it. So in the animation section, you can see the duration you want it to take. You can disable the animation or so that it is static, or you can enable animation so that it's dynamic. So when you can be able to see like how many seconds do you want to go through the animation. So that is all I have for radio bar chart. We can go to the next one is called tornado chart. So here we have another data set where we have age groups into categories, and also they have gender and some of the percentage. So in most of the cases here we use a chart like stacked column. So you can use a chart like stacked column in order to see the female and male and compare, and also you can use a chart like a clustered column here, so where you group the male and female for each category. But now we want to see how the data can be presented when you use a tornado chart. So we have my tornado chart here. So you can see the difference. The tornado charts somehow makes the comparison captivating, and also you can be able to compare clearly. It give you a contrast, and you can be able to see the flow from the highest to the lowest and in the comparison, and just simple to use. This one does not have a lot of customization. You just click it and give you what you want. So that is called tornado chart. You can use it when you want to compare. You have two categories like female and male to compare, and also can be able to compare. For example, when you have data that is comparing like sales for the current month and the previous month, you can be able to compare using a tornado chart. in the legend section here, if you choose a variable with more than 2 categories, it cannot work. So it only work with 2, where a variable has 2 categories. And then the next chart is called the Chiclet Slicer. Chiclet Slicer here, we're gonna recreate this from fresh. So we're gonna, this is just a report here, and we want to has like Excel, and then these are the count of reports by each data type, each category. Like we have Excel CSV. So you may want, when you're doing your slicing, to add the Excel picture, or maybe a web or SQL picture in order to make it easy for you to slice. So if you click a slicer here, we're gonna add one. So in my slicer, I'll add this place for category and values, and also the image. So in this case, I'll add a name and also an image. So you can see we first of all have to do some few customizations so that it fits into our page. So you can reduce the size of the text, and also you can do with reduce the width, so whether that will make sense. Yeah, so that is small enough, and also we can here we can, on the columns, we can add columns maybe to have 10, maybe 13. So it's such kind, you can reduce until it fits your the size of your the size of your report page. So it's upon you to check your reports and identify which is the best. Can be able to choose the best customization for the number of columns and the sizes so that it can fit. And also you can check about the size of the chart of the name here so that it won't it's visible. So from here now you can be able to choose the what you want. You can choose the comparison between different, because you can easily see, you can see that this is Oracle database, this is SQL Server, and this is XML web. And then you can be able to compare easily. If you want just to compare two, just untick, and then you get your comparison fairly easily here. So that's how it works. And you can be able to customize more, change your background color, and maybe to make your chart more appealing. So that is the Chiclet Slicer. So as we said, this is used for slicing, where you have to add an image on the slicer, and it's an additional on the slicer in the built-in Power BI slicer, where we don't have an option to add image in the slicing panel. So the next thing we're gonna look at is called the play axis. This is called the play axis. The play axis is where you have the data set, and you can be able to create a visualization. You can, for example, here we have data for, let me see this data here. So we have like data here for months and January, February, March, and the year. and for different categories, and how you also the sales. So if you can be able to create a chart where if you click, for example, here, it can be able to get for January, February, and then it goes to March, and you can be able to customize the time it's taking to load at each category. So we're gonna jump and do away with this and create one. So this is just a map with the country and sales. And also here we have a column chart that has country and sales. So if you to add the axis the play axis, just click on the play axis here. So here you just add the field that you want. For example, you can add the product. If you add the product, to choose according to the product, you can be able to see each product, the sales in each country, and you can be able to see by, I think we have a few products, I think 4 of them. So within a few minutes, you can be able to check the sales. So if you add, for example, here, the sales here, we can add you can be able to make sure that your data is variable. You can be able to add the data view so that the moment you choose a certain product appears, you can be able to see the values of each data set. So from there, we can change to months. So it doesn't just work with time and dates. Also, it works with the different. You can add the month name. So when you add the month name, you can be able to check it moves from January all the way to December. So this one here, you can also be able to, it has an animation. You can be able to example, you can say you want it to stay like for each category or for each section, it can stay for like how many milliseconds. And also you can customize other things like colors, and that is easy to add. Yeah, you can add the color you want, and then so if you change the millisecond, you can see like things a bit longer or a bit less. So the way you want it to look like. So that's how a play access looks like. So the other thing that you're gonna check is the infographic. So infographic here, this is the that infographic. Had I said, it's a chart where you can be able to add visuals of your own. For example, in this case, can come. For example, here we can add in order for rather than seeing this bar chart looks like a triangle, you can add something that relates to your data set. For example, if you are selling books, you can add lots of books there so that your visual is related. So in my case, I have shall repeat this one. I have a data set that has sales for wine. So if you check this data set here, we have region and then the year and also the consumption. This is the wine consumption. So we want to present this, and so that even the person who is seeing the visualization at a distance, even without knowing what is it, they can see that it's the wine which is being presented. So we're gonna activate the visual here. And then for my wine sales there, gonna category, and then I can put the consumption, and also I can add here and the column by. Looks like confusing, but I shall make it look better. So here you can place the two rows here so that it's not clustered on the one row. So from here now we have 2 years. So we have 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2014. So we want now to customize this so that it looks like we are advertising wine. So, but this is not like the real wine. So don't say that USCS sells this amount of wine in other countries. So here, if you come here, let me go back so that you know. If you use the Infographic Designer, at your top right, there's an indication where there's a pop-up here. If you hover above edit mark, so if you click there, you can be able now to edit your chart and add the infographic of your choice. For example, we'll try to add a glass of wine on top of each of the category here. So here you can come here and look for food and drink. And then there's this one here, calling it wine. So in order to activate here, we want to make sure that we see the color. And wine, most of the time they like red wine. So maybe you can choose a color that's almost like wine. Shouting, not nice. So that one. So you see, you can be able to add the color on it, and because now we have two charts, two shapes, you can be able to edit each shape and maybe give it the color that we want for each of it. So and another thing, you can change the direction and of the wine. So we can put this wine at the top. So if you come here at the layout, and do some few customization, yeah. So we want to make sure that almost above the way it is now, also the long channels. So that's we've checked the other chart, so we can come here, the shape too, and also we can be able to adjust the height. So I wanted the class to appear above the chart that we had earlier. So this is just a way of customizing, but the best thing is to know how to use this chart so that you can be able to enhance your reports, and also to make sure that you choose the light one. So you can create another one here. We can add region, then the consumption. So this one now has one single. So from here now we can check this visual to remove the bar completely and add our favorite, for example, like this. So we have this glass of wine here. We can add it to to our data set, to our visualization, and put the color that we want. See that one. I don't know whether there's a one that looks like this. So you see, like you can be able to customize the chart the way you want. And then when you add the data labels, it can become easy for you. There's a lot of options. Maybe you are presenting the tech. You can be able to create things like where you want. Maybe it's the data that concerns forms. You can be able to add and to make sure that it's almost looking like what you want it to happen. So it's how it makes your report captivating and looking different from other normal reports. So to wrap it up, so we looked at 5 different charts. That was the radio chart, tornado chart, Chiclet Slicer, and the play axis, and the infographic one. So this one you can learn more by doing. So I'll leave you at that point, and thank you so much for listening.